All right, so I'm going to review line of best fit and how to create a line of best fit and also find its equation, and then we're going to use it to make a prediction. So here we have a student who waits on tables at a restaurant, recorded the cost of meals and the tip left by single diners. So really one person was there. And so I had to come up with this scale. So I looked at the total amounts that we had for meal costs, and I see that they range from $4.75 to a high of $20.42. And I could have made a broken graph, which didn't start at 0, but I was kind of liking that I could fit it in here, and if I went up by 2. So my scale on the meal price goes from $0 to $22, and that'll accommodate all of the data that I have for meal cost. Now the tips range here from 50 cents to $3. So I just went up by 50 cents. And we're going to find that we see some of our data doesn't fit nicely into that, but that's okay. That's one of the things that a line of best fit equation helps us with. So I'm going to go ahead and plot. So when my meal cost, well, let's make sure that you know that meal cost is X. That's the independent variable, and Y is the dependent variable. And so my X is the meal price, and then my tip is the Y. So here I'm going to go at $4.75, which is about here. The waiter gets a 50-cent tip. When the meal cost is $6.84, the tip is 90 cents. So you can see we're not real precise here because our grid doesn't fit that. At $12.52, it's $1.50. And when the price is $20.42, the tip is $3. Get that in the right spot. Yep, right about there. And then for $8.97, it's $1. So that's right about here. And then I want to take my ruler, and I'll do that in a different color. Let me do that in red to make the line. Now, one of the things I know from experience is that if I don't go to the restaurant and I don't spend anything in the restaurant, then they get 0 for a tip. So I'm looking for a line that's going to include this 0, 0, because I think that makes sense as being a true statement. And then I want to make sure that I have about half below and a half above my line. And so I'm measuring it out here, and that looks about right. I'm going to see that this guy is a bit of an outlier based on what I have, because I've got really those 4 lining up really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and put my line in. And that's a pretty good line. I've got really 2 on there that are right on the line, and then I have 2 that are slightly below, and then I have one guy who's a little bit above. So here we go. We need to find our line of best fit of equation. So I'm looking for a y equals mx plus b. And so b is the easy part, right? My y-intercept is 0. So let me go ahead and mark that down. So b equals 0. So my y-intercept is at 0. So really I just need to find the slope in order to do this. So I'm going to pick 2 points. I'm going to pick 0, 0 because it's easy. And then I'm going to pick another one that's touching the line. Oh, I see there at 12. When somebody spent $12, the line says it'll be $1.50. So if I have 12 and 1.5, that's another point. So I'm going to make this my, we're going to go with slope m equals the change in y, so that's y2 minus y1 over the change in x, which is x2 minus x1. So I'm going to let this be my x2, and this be my second point, and this be my first point. So this is going to be x1, y1. This is going to be x2, y2. And so if I plug it in, I get 1.5 minus 0. And then I get 12 minus 0. So it's fun to use the origin. And then I get 1.5 divided by 12. So that was kind of interesting. I'm going to put that one in my calculator. And I'm going to get 1.5 divided by 12. So that ends up being 0.125. So that's like 12.5 cents for every dollar spent. So that's really what that means, okay? So we're going to put that into our line of best fit. It's y equals 0.125x, and then since our b is 0, we're not going to do plus 0. So this is a good line of best fit, and I know we often tell you that we like our slope to be as a fraction, but in this case for money, I'm okay that it's a decimal. So then we go to the next question, and it says, if the diner orders a meal costing $10.50, how much tip should the waiter expect to receive? So remember, the tip is y, so that's what we're looking for. Y equals 0.125, right, times that new number that we have, $10.50. So the meal price is $10.50. And he can expect to get 12.5 cents for every dollar spent. Let's put that into my calculator. And he can expect to make for his y is $1.31. It actually goes to 1.3125, but because we're not going to round up or down. So he might make $1.32 depending on how generous that person was or they wanted. But he can expect to make about $1.31. And so that's how you use the line of best fit to equation to make a prediction.